Hi, my name is Angela from Center Stage Music Center, and today we're going to go over all the scales you need to know for Violin NYSSMA Levels 5 and 6. So for Levels 5 and 6, you do need to know all 15 major scales at 2 octaves. So we're going to get into it with starting with our G scale. So G scale is going to start on open G, first finger A, whole step to B, C natural, D, fourth finger, E, whole step to F sharp, G, fourth finger A, over to the A string B, C natural, so here's where we have to make sure we're doing low twos, D, fourth finger E, F sharp on the E string, and again, another low two for the G. Now we're going to just go back down the scale. D, C natural, B, fourth finger A, G, F sharp, E, fourth finger D, C, B, A, and open G again. That's the G scale. The next scale we're going to do is A flat or G sharp. Those are enharmonics of each other and they can be called by either name, so make sure that you know both names for that scale. For this one, we're going to start low 1 on the G string. So that would be our A flat, whole step to B flat, C, D flat. So 3 and 4 are touching here. Over to the D string, E flat, F natural, G, A flat. Again, we have that 3 to 4 touching. B flat on the A string, C natural, D flat, so you have a low third finger here, 3 and 2 are touching, whole step to E flat 4, F natural, G natural, A flat. Again, we have that low 3 touching 2. And then we'll go back down our scale, A flat, G, F natural, E flat, D flat, we have low 3 here, C natural, B flat, A flat, G, F natural, E flat, D flat, C, B flat, A flat. So the next 5 scales I'm going to teach you are going to have the exact same finger pattern as the A flat scale. So this is going to make it a lot easier for you when you're trying to memorize your scales. The only thing that's going to change is where we start with our first finger. The next scale is going to be A scale, A major 2 octaves. We're going to start on A on the G string, first finger. We're going to have that high 2, high 3, 3 touching 4, over to the next string. E, F sharp, G sharp, 4 touching 3. Over to the next string, B, high 2, 2 touching 3 on the upper 2 strings, then 4, F sharp, G sharp, A, 2 touching 3 again. Now we're going to go back down the A scale, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, high 3, 4 touching 3 here, 2, 1, 4, high 3, 2, and 1, and that ends on A again. That's the A major scale. The next scale we're going to do is B flat. And it will also have the same finger pattern as the A flat and the A scale. The only difference with this scale is we're going to be starting in second position. So find your B flat in first position and then replace your second finger with your first finger. So that's going to be our starting position. And this is how we get away with doing the same fingering for 5 scales in a row, is by going into different positions. So it's going to make your life a lot easier. So we start with B flat, whole step, half step here, 4 touching 3, over to the D string, first finger, whole step, again, 4 touching 3, over to the A string, whole step, 2 touching 3 here, 4, 1, high 2, 2 touching 3. That's our high B flat with our third finger, and then we're going to walk it back down. 3, 2, 1, 4, 3 touching 2, 1, 4. 4 is touching 3 here now on the D string. 2, 1, 4, touching 3, 2, 1. That's our B flat, and that's the 2-octave B flat scale. The next scale we're going to do is our B major 2-octave scale. For this one, we're also going to be in second position, but on a B natural, not a B flat. So we're going to find our B natural in first position, replace it with our first finger, and then we're going to do the exact same finger pattern we did for A flat. A, B flat is going to be the same for B. First finger starts on B, second finger whole step, third finger whole step, 3 is touching 4. Over to the D string. 1, high 2, high 3, 3 is touching 4. Over to the A string, C sharp here. 1, high 2, 2 touches 3, space to 4. 1 on the E string, space to 2, 2 touches 3. That's our B natural with the third finger. Now we're going to walk it back down. 3, 2, 1, 4, 3 touches 2, 1, 4. 4 touches 3 here, 2, 1, 4, 4 touches 3 again, 2, 1, and that's our B natural. That's the B natural 2-octave scale. Our next scale we're going to do is C major. It's going to have the same finger pattern as the previous scales we just did, but this one's going to start in third position. So we're going to have our first finger on C on the G string in third position, and we're going to do the same finger pattern we just did. 1, whole step to 2, whole step to 3, 3 touches 4. Over to the D string, first finger, whole step, 3 touches 4. Over to the A string, first finger, second finger, here's where it changes, 2 to 3, touch, 3 to 4 whole step, over to the E string, 1, whole step to 2, 2 touches 3, and that's your C natural. That's your highest note of the scale right there, and we're going to come back down. So 3, 2, 1, 4, 3 touches 2, 1, 4, 4 is going to touch 3 on the D string, 2, 1, 4 touches 3 again, and then C. And that's our last note, and that's the C 2-octave scale. Next scale we're going to do is going to be C sharp or D flat. They both have the same name, so make sure you know both names for this scale. Even though they have 2 different names, we're going to use the same finger pattern. So C sharp or D flat scale. We're going to start in third position, just like we did for the C scale, and it's going to be the exact same finger pattern. We're just going to be a half step higher than we were for C scale. So we have 1, whole step to 2, whole step to 3, 3 touches 4. Over to the D string. 1, whole step, 3 touches 4. Over to the A string, 1 to 2, 2 touches 3 on the A string, whole step to 4, 1 on the E string, whole step, half step. And that right there is our C sharp or our D flat played with our third finger in third position. And then we walk our way back down. 3, 2, 1, 4, 3 touches 2, 1, 4 touches 3, 2, 1, 4 touches 3, 2, 1. That is C sharp or D flat. We're back to the beginning, and that is the C sharp or D flat 2-octave scale. The next scale we're going to do is the D2 octave scale. This is the first scale we're doing today that's going to introduce shifting. So in this scale, we're going to shift to third position on the A string to the D. So we'll go over the fingering for that now. We're going to start with open D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, and here's where we shift to D, third position. So now we're on D, third position. We're going to continue our scale. D, E, F sharp, G. So we're going to have a high 3 touching 4 in third position here on both strings. E string is going to be A, B, C sharp, and C sharp touching D. Now back down. 4 touches 3, 2, 1, 4 touching 3, 2, 1. Back down to first position here. We're going to shift down to our second finger on high 2, C sharp, B, A, G, F sharp, E, open D. And that's the D2 octave scale. The next scale we're going to do is going to be the E flat scale. This one is going to start with your low 1 on the D string. This one can also be called D sharp scale, so make sure you know it by both names, D sharp and E flat, but the fingering is going to be the same for both. So the E flat scale, we're going to start with low 1, and this scale we're going to introduce a shift to fourth position. So for fourth position, you're going to shift after your third finger on the A string all the way up to fourth position. So let's do it from the beginning. E flat, whole step, 3 is going to touch 4 here for A flat, over to B flat on the A string, C whole step, D whole step, and here's where we shift. We're going to go from the D third finger to our first finger in fourth position, and that's our E flat. That's where the scale restarts again for the second octave. Whole step, touching 4, over to the E string, 1, high 2, high 3, 4. Now we're going to go back down. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. Here's where we're going to shift back to first position. We're going to go from our first finger to our third finger, D, C natural, B flat, there's that low 1 again, A, flat, fourth finger on the D string, third finger, G, F natural, E flat, and that's your E flat 2 octave scale. The next scale we're going to do is going to be our E natural 2 octave scale. For this one, we're going to have the exact same finger pattern as E flat, but we're going to be starting on E natural instead. So we're going to have that shift to fourth position and back down. The good thing about shifting to fourth position is that you're going to have the exact same finger pattern in first position and in fourth position. So you don't have to worry about changing up those whole steps and half steps. First finger on the D string, E. Whole step, 3 touches 4. First finger on the A string, whole step to 3. Here's where we're going to shift into fourth position. So from that high 3, you're going to go to 1. That would be your E. Now you're in fourth position. The next octave, 1, high 2, high 3, 4. 1, high 2, high 3, 4. Now we're going to walk our way back down. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. This is our E in fourth position. Next, we're going to go back to first position with a high third finger, D sharp. So we're going to go back to first position, D sharp, C sharp, B, fourth finger A, G sharp, F sharp, and E. That's the E2 octave scale. Next scale we're going to do is the F major 2 octave scale. So this one is going to be a little different than any one we've done so far. This one's going to start in second position, just like we did for B flat and B natural, but we're going to shift into fifth position in this scale because this scale is going to go higher than all the rest. So we need to get into position to hit that high F. So we're going to start in second position. Now this scale though, what's good about it is that it has the exact same fingering as the E flat and the E natural scale. We're just starting in a different position. So it's going to make your life easier. We just have to shift a little bit higher. So we're going to go from F natural, first finger on the D string in second position. We're going to have whole step, half step, over to the A string. First finger, whole step to 3. Here's where we're going to shift into fifth position. So very similarly to how we did it in the E flat and the E scale. After the third finger, we're going to shift all the way up to that F natural, but this is in fifth position. So we're pretty high up there. Now we're going to continue on to the second octave. Whole step, half step, over to the E string, whole step, high 3. 3 is touching 4, and we're going to walk our way back down the scale. 4, 3, 2, 1, over to the A string, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here's where we're going to go back to second position, not first position. So make sure you don't shift down too far here. So from 1 to 3, 2, 1, 4 on the D, touching 3, 2, 1, and that's going to be our F natural in second position. That's the last note of the scale, and that's the F 2 octave scale. The last scale we will be learning today is the F sharp scale, otherwise known as the G flat scale. Again, this scale has 2 different names, so make sure you know this scale by both names. But again, same fingering for both scales. So F sharp scale, very similarly to the F natural scale, is going to start in second position, but on an F sharp, and we're going to be shifting into fifth position for this scale, just like F natural. So we're going to start F sharp, first finger, whole step to 3, 3 touches 4, over to the A string. This is going to be C sharp here on the A string because we're in second position. Whole step again. 3 is going to shift to fifth position now. So after our third finger, we're going to come up. First finger there is going to be the F sharp. Now we're going to continue the scale. Whole step, half step, over to the E string, whole step, and half step. That's our high F sharp right there. I know it's really high. This is the last scale you'll have to do for NYSSMA. That's the highest you'll have to go. And then we're going to come back down. F sharp, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now once we get to 1 on the A string, we're going to shift back down to second position. And that's, make sure we don't go down too far, not all the way back to first, but just a second. Third finger, 2, 1, over with 4, 4 touches 3, 2, and 1. And that's our F sharp or our G flat, depending on how you call the scale. And that's how you play your F sharp or G flat 2 octave scale. Make sure that you're playing these with big bows at a moderate tempo so you have good tone and good projection. Keep in mind that you're also going to need to do sight reading as well as your piece for NYSSMA, so make sure to practice all 3 components. Good luck!